I joined the top 1% of Minecraft speedrunners, and here's how. July 11th, 2020. This was the first day I ever speedran Minecraft, and I'll spare you the details because I never finished a run that day, but on July 21st, 2020, I finished my first run, clocking in at a jaw-dropping 48 minutes and 54 seconds. I was zooming. From there, I slowly dropped my time lower and lower, but how did I go from an absolute nobody to one of the top speedrunners? Well, it was a journey. February 27th, 2021. At this point, I had been trying to get a PB for about 2 months, trying to crack the 20-minute barrier, and a landmark run happened for me on this day, and here's how it went. Day by day, I was continually trying to get a new best, but I kept getting distracted by chunk mining and trying to beat the game damageless and other challenges. Little did I know, it was going to take a while to beat that time, but we had a breakthrough. I'd like to introduce you to PB Week, April 13th, 2021. I was in a PB drought for a while at this point, losing hope by the day. I couldn't understand why I couldn't beat my 1932 run. I felt better, but I just couldn't beat it for the life of me. This run really shouldn't have been the time, but here's how I did it. I spawned in an acacia biome and was about to reset when I saw on my pie chart that there was a brewing stand, meaning that there was a village. I had my pie chart set to where it showed block entities, meaning like chests, spawners, brewing stands. I looted the village and quickly headed to the nether with a ruined portal found in the village. In the nether, we spawned next to a stables bastion and did classic strats since I didn't know the stables routing at the time. I did pie strats and headed to a fortress by seeing a spawner. After getting blaze rods, I blind traveled out, and I assumed the run was over at this point, but we got an eye turnaround for the clutchest endgame ever. Or so I thought. 1932 barely beaten by 1911, or 1910, that's just a minor detail. There was far more to come. This run really showed me that I could probably push my time quite a bit lower. I just needed things to align correctly. April 15th, 2021. I was still on a high from the PB that occurred just a few days prior, and with these high hopes, I feel I showed that I had a lot of potential to really climb the ranks with this run. During this run, I was joking with one of my moderators about resetting. Only 5 obby? Reset. That's what I'm thinking. So I looted the village and dug down for a lava pool. I headed to the nether for a sub 4 entry. In the nether, I immediately saw a fortress, but noticed that the entity count was really high, so there had to be a bastion nearby. I located and looted the treasure bastion and headed for the fortress for rods. After doing blind travel, I was in the overworld, and I wasn't blessed with a great blind, but after a bit, I managed to locate the stronghold and finished out the run for a 1628, straight up shredding my previous PB. But this wasn't the end for our march towards the top. April 21st, 2021. The day of triumph. The stream started just like any other stream.
Dude, if we got iron here, this actually would have been decent, but reset. Oh!
What? I was getting annoyed with bad spawns, but I found this. I spawned in a village and began looting it, finding a blacksmith about 20 seconds in and calling PB then and there.
PB right here, PB, literally free, PB.
After I took a bed and found another blacksmith, I skipped the iron golem since I already had enough iron, so I grabbed the food and left the village. At this point, my chat knew that this run could be something special. I found a lava pool chilling in the desert, built the portal, and headed in. Once in the nether, the entity count was really high, meaning that there was likely a bastion nearby. So I traveled in the direction of the high entities and found a bridge bastion. I looted the main gold stash and used older bridge bartering strats. While the piglin were bartering, I looted nearby chests and headed back, ready to leave, when I realized I didn't have enough pearls. And I thought this was a mistake on my end, so I let the piglin out to check and...
Where are the pearls? Where are the pearls? Wait.
There were no pearls. Oh no. So I had to get all the piglin back in the pit so that we could continue bartering. During round 2 of bartering, I did pie strats and found out that there was actually a fortress really close. So once we got the pearls we needed, I headed out towards the fortress and found it relatively quickly, but had trouble getting into it. Once in the fortress though, I quickly found a blaze spawner and we went 6 for 10 on blaze rods and I headed out. Nerves were really kicking in here and it was a dice roll situation. We blind travel and with a good blind, we have potential of a PB. With a bad blind, it's all over. For those not in the loop, blind travel in short is making a portal in the nether and hoping to be closer to the stronghold than your original portal. Now there are coordinates that are consistently closer to the stronghold than others, so those ones are generally ideal blind travel coordinates. So I went to around 150, 150 and created a portal and blinded out at 12:30. Now keep in mind, we were about 2 minutes slower than PB pace at the time. So we needed a miracle. We wanted to PB on this one. We spawned under an ocean and in the water, I threw an eye. Immediately, I saw some dolphins nearby and I tried to get one to swim with me for Dolphin's Grace, but they were just being a pain. After a bit of fighting, we were swimming and a miracle appeared. This all came down to how quick the dragon would perch.
Holy cow, 6-bet, dude. Oh my gosh.
This was a 1447 RTA or a 1425 in-game time. So after this run, I submitted it and was placed at 15th out of 2,340. Otherwise known as the top 1%. How long will it last? Probably not long, but thanks for watching.